Well, we're finally back. Thank you for your patience, and let's resume the head coach. On a serious note, a massive thank you for all of your well wishes over the last couple of weeks as my voice decided to give up on me, as well as the rest of my body too. But we are back. We've got a big run into the season in our first year at Olympique Marseille, and today we play the runaway leaders in the league away from home and embark on a possible route to a Champions League quarter final. Yes, hello, and welcome along to part 76 of the head coach with me, Daniel. I have been itching to play this for about a week now. We are finally back, and we are here today to face Pep Guardiola's PSG. They're 7 points clear with a game in hand, and if we want any chance of making a title race, we've got to win this one. Let me just warn you now, we're not going to, and we're going to finish second or third. But we then go away to Girona, where we hold a healthy lead in the Champions League. But as we saw a couple of weeks ago in our live stream series, a lead going into an away game in Europe doesn't mean an awful lot, especially given the way we've defended a bit this year in this save. So if you're looking forward to finding out how we get on in two very difficult away matches, then please do put a thumbs up on the video. A reminder that Element and Dye is out for most of the year. Our third choice goalkeeper is not registered. Facundo Torres is currently doubtful. And for those of you who are a little bit out of the loop after a couple of weeks, we did lose a couple of players in January too. Ellertson, Suzuki went out on loan, and Lafont, who of course was a backup player too. So a very difficult spell for us as we pick up a couple of injuries. But let's have a look first at what's been happening since you were last here. If we go through to the schedule, we've had, well, 3 easy games since the last episode, and we've won them all, as you might have expected. We lost away at Rennes in the last episode after getting our way through against PSV in a Champions League. Since then, we won 5-0 at lower league opposition in the French Cup quarter-final. Moussa, McKennie, Moises, Brandao and Miguel Lopez getting a goal each. In the semi-final, we're at home at Stade de Reims. Let's hope it's more like the home game we played against them in the league, rather than that away one you may remember from a few weeks ago. What was perhaps the biggest surprise here, though, was that we actually won the next league game by more goals. Our probably record victory, I would imagine, a 7-0 win at home to Nantes, a hat-trick for Querfeld, the centre-half, 2 of them headers from set pieces, 2 for Zaragoza, 1 for Bartazaghi, and 1 from Bakayoko. Despite Vitinha missing a penalty, it was still a great scoreline. And then an even better result, albeit in slightly different circumstances, a 4-1 win at home to Girona. We actually went behind in this game. Our visitors took the lead in a 27th minute, but Fratesi almost instantly equalised. I won't say we dominated because Dumont had to have a good game, as did some of the defenders, you can see from the ratings. But crucially, Abdul Fatawu, Johan Bakayoko and Vitinha all scored to make it 4-1 on the night and give us a great chance of getting through to the quarter-final. I would expect the run to end soon, but let's be honest, PSV and Girona are 2 pretty friendly ties in the circumstances. And now we go into a run of, well, pretty awful league fixtures. PSG away, the leaders today. Bordeaux are in the top 8. Lille, 7th place and slightly underperforming. Next month, away at Strasbourg should be winnable. But then Nice, 2nd v 3rd. Lyon away, who have just sacked their manager and are now starting to improve a bit. And the final game of the season is Monaco at home. If we have a little slip up in the next few weeks, that could be crucial in the race for the top 4. But let's go and find out how we get on in this one. It is PSG away from home. I was tempted to rest people because they've all got a heavy match load and Wednesday's game is a bigger one. I felt it's one final chance to have a go at the league title. We were brilliant at home to PSG earlier in the season, a 2-0 victory. They didn't really come out and play, but we did well. And with 4 days between our last game and our next game, I just thought, why not? Let's have a bit of a go at it. So let's get through to the fixtures and see what we can put out here. We are very comfortably in the top 4 at the minute, but if Rennes are able to win their game in hand, that could change a little bit. That would put them up to 46 with just 8 points separating us. And we saw they're capable of winning as we played against them last time. But let's get through the tactical meeting. Let's see the 11 we can put out. PSG full of stars. Camavinga, Musiala, Mbappe still there. Emery's become a superstar. Malo Gusto. I mean, it's endless, isn't it? They've still got Donnarumma. They've got Wrench at the back. They're a class side. It's brilliance all over the pitch. What can we do against it? I would imagine probably only lose, but I'm going to make the one change up front after the last game. This is the 11 we're going to go for. It is Dumont in goal. Bowie and Bartasaghi the fullbacks with Puyol and Querfeld at centre-half. Diaz and Fratesi the midfield two. Fatawu and Bakayoko out wide. And then Zaragoza playing in the middle today behind Vitinha up front. That just because we're missing both Torres and Ndiaye. I didn't want to take too many gambles. I could have put Moisey in and had a more defensive midfield. I could have put Vlergraven in, had a more defensive wide area. I just thought, let's have a go. Let's go full strength and we'll see where it takes us. So that is the 11. This is the toughest game of the season so far on paper. We've had a few absolute stinkers on the road. We've relied on our home form for the most part. So let's hope today we can find a way to maybe shock the odds. I think we're going to need complacency from our hosts. We've probably not got a chance. First v second, let's go and see who wins it. So a bit frustratingly, we've had a couple of players unhappy in the dressing room pre-meeting, complaining about Facundo Torres not being picked, even though he failed a fitness test. Bakayoko complaining he's not starting. Torres himself upset he was left out, but he wasn't physically fit and he was told to be left out, so I've no idea what that's about. If we look at their bench, they've got, well, some good players to be fair. Timber, Pedri, Unai Simon, all amongst the substitutes. This is a very good side. They've made 4 changes. They still look strong. I would imagine they're still in the Champions League as well. I mean, this ain't going to be easy, is it? Let's have a look at how we get on in the first half. It's going to be a tricky game at the very least. It could be a nightmare at the worst, if we're being honest. 5 minutes gone. PSG have the first shot, but no highlights just yet. We'll be keeping an eye on results for the teams below us. Monaco being a key one there. You would expect them to win their home game today. But can we do anything to shock the odds here? They got a free kick early doors, 16 on the clock. Bakayoko, very central from a long way out. Oh, it's gone in. Oh, wow. I was about to say routine for Donnarumma. It looked like it would comfortable. It didn't have a lot of power on it. And it somehow snuck in. Donnarumma makes the error. Didn't really set up his wall too well. And Bakayoko has given us the lead. Not that unhappy, clearly. Now, what have we done now? Have we awoken the beast? Have we upset them? I think we might find out in a minute, because remember, we have conceded a lot of goals on the road this year, and playing aggressive against a team like this, it's either genius or stupidity. We'll find out which. As Vitinha, option through the middle, you've got to play it. Zaragoza, very heavy touch. Was a good opportunity, but Bowie goes wide to Fatawu. Tries to take on his man and he's beaten to it. You can see PSG have dominated. Our only shot on target is that long-range free kick. But it's enough at the moment as Bakayoko again. Breaking away down the right. Not sure why he's out there. He's playing on the left today. Querfeld to Diaz, who's been robbed. He then wins it back and gives it away again, all in 5 seconds. Camavinga in, one-on-one. Good save, Dumont. Really good goalkeeping by the Belgian. I hate the orange ball, but I'll live with it if we win. As Kylian Mbappe puts it into the back post. Camavinga's up, but Querfeld wins it. Now Zaragoza can break away. He's got support down the line. Will he play it? No, he waits too long, but wins the foul off Camavinga. Sensible, experienced play there. And despite being outplayed, we're 1-0 up with half an hour gone. We're getting warnings to close down superstars. Not sure that'll end well. We'll see how it goes. It's a free kick on halfway for our hosts. Agate finds Ansari. Charges at our midfield and now finds Mbappe. Might have Bartasaghi for quality here. Or not. What a bit of defending that is. But the clearance is lost by Bakayoko. And now it's Mbappe all over again. Malo Gusto to Agate. Through ball is brilliant to Moani. That is a glorious through ball. I didn't see it. It cut the team open. And the only hope now is offside via VAR. But the flag didn't go up. And neither does the referee's hand. Goal awarded. 1-1. And PSG have deserved that on the balance of play. Well, I have to say, it has gone a bit quiet after that goal. It's now 1-1 at half-time. And so far, it's not been a great performance, but it's a very good result. It's resilient. It's just about whether we can keep it up. I'm a little bit concerned about some of these very heavy touches today, though. Diaz with a couple, Brian Zaragoza with a few. Vatawu's had one on the right as well. That's something we've got to keep an eye on. Of course, we have got the Champions League in 4 days, so if it all goes wrong, we will think about changes early in this game. But for now, we look pretty competitive as Puyol. Oh my God, what is that? We've done so well. What a way to almost throw it away. Puyol with a pathetic attempt at a 5-yard pass. I don't mind us playing out from the back, but seriously, it's a 5-yard ball. Here's Fratesi, down the right to Fatawu. Cuts inside to Diaz, do not get robbed this time. Finds Querfeld, Diaz free in the middle. He's got to find him and does. Diaz with a heavy touch but makes it most of it. Zaragoza loses it again. Wins it back though, finds Vitinha. Fatawu on the right, overlap from Bowie. Just too slow. They're a little bit quick on the press here and we can't cope with it. Camavinga runs through, that's offside. Moani puts it in, he's miles off. That's going to stay 1-1. I'm very hopeful. I'm very certain that VAR will chalk this off. Turpin talks to the VAR. The hand goes up. And we escape one early in the second half. But a couple of poor errors in possession. And you do feel it's a matter of time the way we're going. As Mendes has another corner for the host to the back post. Querfeld up. Not really away though. Ansari on the edge finds Mbappe. Out to Mendes again. Good block for Fratesi. Back to Wrench. And flicked over by Moani. I think Puyol got a touch on that to put him off. But PSG have come out a different side this half. They're absolutely dominating the game. And we're starting to look fatigued as well. So changes are afoot. Mendes has got the corner on the left. In swinger. Up to the back post. As far as Musiala. He turns in and puts it over. We're going to make changes in a minute. We're really starting to get overrun. Let's make a couple now. Bowie will be replaced by Vlerdgraven. In fact, I'm going to put him on the left. Although Bartosagi's dealing really well with Mbappe, so I feel I should leave him there. Fatawu will come off though. He'll be replaced by Wilson Manuel with Zaragoza going wide. We're going to take off Fratesi on a booking for Moises, who's a little bit more of a defensive option. He's a natural holder. Could I go back there? Let's do it like this. Just be a bit more solid. He'll be deep liar on support. What can Diaz do? Can he change role? Not really sure where to go with this, to be honest. Maybe we'll go defensive midfielder on support there. Just try and make it a little bit more solid. We'll leave it a few more minutes before we make any more. I'm hoping that will freshen the team up a bit. Diaz will probably have to come off anyway, so we're not going to get too excited about him. We have got a rare foray forward here with Bartosagi being swarmed by PSG bodies, but finds Puyol. And now Moises the sub. Big switch towards Zaragoza. Inside to Manuel. Lovely turn. He's in. Vitinha. Oh, just over. Snapshot. Got enough on it. And now PSG turn to the bench. They bring on the likes of Pedri. It's not getting any easier. But let's make a couple more subs. Zaragoza off for... We'll go for Brandao, I think. In fact, no. We'll go Teze on for Diaz. He can be a defensive midfielder on... Maybe on defend. That'll sort of cover for the advanced fullback that Bartosagi is. And then we'll also go for... I'm going to take off Zaragoza. And I know we've not got an ideal sub, but Musa will come on. And he'll go to a support duty as well. We're just going to stick a bit more to a shape rather than trying to be aggressive. And of course we may lose this game, but we're giving it one hell of a go. As Musiala down the right, will the pending change cause a problem with the highlight? So often we concede when you've got pending changes. This time we get away with it so far. Subs made with 15 to go. I mean, we've complained a few times this season that we've dominated matches and not got the result we deserve. I think we'll be saying the opposite if we pick up one this time. We're going to drop to balanced. We're going to get the time wasting on in a minute. And we're going to try our very best. But we've got a corner to defend first. Have I left it too late? Corner in. Dumont does really well. Now use possession wisely. Do not get caught out. Dumont takes his time. Finds the big kick forward. Musa's up. Loses the header, but it falls for Moises. And Manuel. That's a poor touch. Agate down the left, though. He finds Musiala. Back to Agate again. And Mendes. Over to Vitinha. He's beaten the offside trap. And with 2 minutes to go, we fall to defeat in Paris. It is so disappointing. But it's so deserved. I mean, we've been gritty. We've fought hard, but we haven't deserved anything. A gutsy effort, but this side are just too good. PSG are going to win the title. It's a 2-1 defeat, but it's not the biggest game of the episode. We gave them a game. We gave them a bit of fight. But now it's turning our attention to the Champions League. A quarter-final would be an incredible achievement. We hold a 3-goal lead over Girona going into the away leg. So let's return when we've made our trip to Spain for a second leg of a Champions League last 16 tie. Well, it's fitness test time again, and this is probably the biggest game of the season for a couple of reasons. Of course, we've got the French Cup to worry about where we've got a genuine trophy chance, but on this occasion, the Champions League quarter-final would be an overachievement. We're going to finish roughly where we were expected to in the league, probably the same position as the club did last year. But this is a real opportunity. To get to the quarter-finals would be a massive achievement, and I'm hoping we can pull it off. So let's go and get into this. Girona away. We've played the home leg. We've won 4-1. We've got key injuries. You saw Fataru's got a knock as well. And you can see the teams that are getting through. Likely to be Bayern, Arsenal, Liverpool, and either United or City from this list. We're talking about the big boys. Let's see if we can get through to face one of them. 4-4-2 for our hosts. So we've got Michael Elise amongst many players. So let's see what 11 we can put out and who is fit after Saturday afternoon in Paris. Of course, we've got a few players that couldn't be registered due to the squad rulings. At least the easy change is Torres coming straight in for Fataru, who of course was out in the weekend's game. Fataru's now got a knock. On the left, we might have to make a change because Bakayoko is struggling a bit. I don't really know who we can bring in. We've got young Frank Matip who can be on the bench. We've got a few options in the squad. And I might make a couple of rotational changes. So Bartasaghi for Guindo at left back. I'm going to make the change on the right with Bowie out for Flurgraven. Or do I go Bakayoko? Let's give him a rest because he's so important. We'll put Flurgraven on the right wing, Zaragoza off the left. I think the rest of it will stay the same. We'll see if we can find 3 youngsters or 2 to go on the bench. Let's see who's in the second team. Miguel Lopez is always a good one. And Lasser's not bad either. So we'll chuck both of them on. They're the changes we've made then. Zaragoza switches to the left. Torres and Flurgraven in alongside them in attacking midfield. And left back is Guindo, straight swap for Bartasaghi, who needs a break after marking Mbappe for 90 plus minutes. So let's go and get into it with those 3 changes made. A chance at a Champions League quarter-final. Yes, it's been a fortunate run, but it's something that will really help the club, help our coefficient for next year, and make us look good if we can do it. Let's see if we can. Off to Spain we go. Well, one change for our hosts. Of course, their league is loaded, so they've got the full bench. They've got plenty of options. Looks like an Englishman in Luke Harris on the bench. And in fact, they've got Nathan Teller there as well. He must be getting on a bit now in this save. But the big man in the starting lineup is an experienced Michael Elise. They've got some good young strikers. They've got some quality players. Facundo Torres is complacent. Not quite sure why. It's the Champions League last 16. Let's see how we get on, because a 4-1 lead is dangerous. People will think it's done. We've got a very ropey defence away from home. And we, of course, play on the front foot. But an early goal would help as Torres over the free kick. Roughly where we scored from at the weekend. This one not quite as good. Goalkeeper tips it over. It's a corner kick, which Torres will take. In swing up from the right. Can he find Querfeld at the back post? No. Almost finds Puyol at the front and Querfeld again. But Elise brings it away. A positive start from Marseille. Feels weird to be going into the latter stages of the Champions League and playing a weaker game than we had in the league at the weekend. There's not many times that's going to happen. With a quarter of the game gone, it's been quiet. Our hosts have had no shots on target. And this is an absolute dream. At this stage last time, they'd gone 1-0 up. They'd had a couple of great efforts. Dumont had played well. Whereas here, we're just sort of dawdling through it. And I'm very happy at the minute. Half time, approaching, it looks like it's going to be 0-0. And at the moment, this is a thoroughly professional job. Really well done. So let's get into the second half. Give it 20 more minutes. I was going to say, and then we'll rest a few. But Vitinha's got a knock. I guess the positive is, it's one of the very few areas of the team we've got a top-level replacement. So young Brandao will come in there. With 50 on the clock, it is 0-0. We've got a throw on the right with Bowie to Torres. Oh, it's a short back pass. Dumont has to come a long way out. Finds Puyol in the centre circle to Diaz. And now Torres. Probably not going to manage 90 here as he finds Guindo on the left. Heavy touch. And he gives the ball back to Girona. Romario back to the goalkeeper, Oscar. And a big kick downfield. Will they take advantage of our lack of height? Puyol, to be fair, does really well. Diaz finds Fratesi. Flurgraven's wide on the right. There's 2 arriving in the middle. Flurgraven cuts in himself, though. And the shot's on target. Oscar makes the save. Wondered what he was doing there going for that, but he almost proved me wrong. Corner kick, which Diaz will take. In swing up from the left-hand side. Right-footed delivery into the 6-yard box, but poor to be honest, as Zaragoza finds Diaz. Gives the ball away. It's offside anyway. That's so poor from 6 yards out to not look along the line there. An hour on the clock. It is 0-0 on the night. This is a really, really good performance. We will make changes in a moment as Diaz has got the corner kick. Into Querfeld, just over. So close from being tie over as well. But now come the host down the right-hand side. Romario. 1 goal, and we've seen before we can collapse. We all remember that Stade de Rennes game. There's Gutierrez. In towards Solis. Good play for the number 10. Well nicked, but unfortunately Brandao can't keep the ball. Vlergraven wins it though. Release it. He runs down the right. He's got support. He's keeping the ball for now. Big switch of play towards Zaragoza. Cut back for Guindo. Up to Torres. Nicked by the defender. And Torres forces a very good save from Oscar. It's tipped wide for a corner kick. And it might be his last contribution. He's done over an hour. And I want him fresh for the weekend. Into the front post. It's dealt with the first time. But Torres again finds Diaz. He's knackered too. Torres again. Forced backwards. This will peter out, will it? Diaz just keeping possession. Switches to Guindo. Nothing comes of it. 65 gone. Yeah, let's make the changes. It's been long enough. We're going to take Diaz off for Moisey. We've got to find a way to get Torres off. We've probably got to do Zaragoza too. So do you know what? We'll bring on Bakayoko, Manuel. And I'll save the last one. If we get another goal, I'll take Querfeld off for a rest. But for now, that's a little bit too risky. So with 15 to go, we stay as it started at the beginning of the night. And at the moment, I'm thrilled with our efforts as Moises, the sub, does really well there. Just nicks it back to Dumont. Professional defensive display. Finds Guindo. Carries the ball into midfield for Wilson Manuel. Good ball from Moises out to Vlergraven, who's done well on the right of midfield. Finds Fratesi. Good ball to Brandao. In 1-on-1. Daniel Brandao scores. 14th goal of the season. And we might need him in form because if that Vitinha injury is bad, he could be out for some time. Now the question is, do we drop out Fratesi or Querfeld? Who's the more naturally fit? Fratesi, I think, will struggle more at 32 as well. We're just going to take him off for... Do you know what? Actually, I won't do Musa. I might bring on the youngster Frank Matip, who's a good player. No. Let's not be silly. It's going to be Yunus Musa for now. 10 minutes to go. 5-1 on aggregate. We've got to make sure nothing stops us reaching a Champions League quarter-final. And this performance, as excellent and as professional as it's been, might be enough. There's a lot of big boys going through here. But at full time, we are joining them. 2 very decent draws in the knockout rounds, but we handled the tie well. We were defensively solid on the road. Not something we often get to say. And with Bayern, Arsenal, Liverpool and City through as well. There are some big ties potentially coming along. What day is the draw? Vitinha's out for a month. So, I think there's an international break. But Bordeaux, Lille, and maybe the one game after he'll play. 8 million quid is crucial because the debt was just starting to build a little bit. We've made some profit this month now. Let's find out, is the draw this week or next? All of the ties have been done. So when is the draw? Not till the 19th. So we're not going to get to see it today. That will be a surprise for the next episode. But we are going to return by the looks of it. If that scheduling is right, I'll be absolutely horrified because we'd then be back for the first leg of the Champions League quarter-final and 48 hours later, a French Cup semi-final. You've got to be kidding me. And that game's been moved to the Sunday for TV as well. We'd have 4 games in a week. Surely one of them's going to get moved. Please say the cup tie moves. We'll keep an eye on it for now. Look, we've got no game next midweek. Just put one of the league games then. It would have been so much easier. Oh, I hate the scheduling issues. It might end up costing us. But the French Cup semi-final, I've got to show you, it's a genuine trophy opportunity. And then we'll either do second v third with Nice, or we'll do the Champions League quarter-final first leg, depending on who we get, home or away, etc. And whether the schedule's right or not. For now, though, if you did enjoy this one, a solid effort of PSG and a great performance against Girona, and please do put a thumbs up on the video. Of course, as we expected, we're in that group behind PSG. We're not quite good enough at the top of the league. We've managed to compete in a Champions League, get through to the last 8, take advantage of that draw. And now, with a French Cup semi-final, no PSG remaining, we've got a genuine chance to make the final and maybe even nick a win if we get a good draw and we get a lot of people fit and the scheduling's good for the game. It could be back-to-back Monaco to finish the season in League and Cup final. But if you're looking forward to finding out how we go, and if you did enjoy this one, then please do put a thumbs up on it. Subscribe and turn that notification bell on. Stay up to date with daily FM24 content. Yes, we are back on schedule now. After the first break we've had in 5 years, we are back on schedule and we should be good to go. The voice has held up all right so far. We'll be back with this one in a couple of days' time, but before that, we are returning with Southend United tomorrow. We've had a long break from that one too. I'm itching to get going, so hopefully you'll come and join me for that. If you missed any of the playlists so far, it's up in the eye above, as well as links to the Twitch channel and the football podcast, where we've got a busy Easter weekend too. But thank you very much for watching, for your patience and your well wishes over the last couple of weeks. And I'll see you back here next time for a big French Cup semi-final, maybe a big game in the Champions League quarters.